And hi, how you doing? We are going to do a John Crump live from the main channel. Just to do it, this is what we do on Rumble all the time. This is going to be an abbreviated session because we already did part of the show over there, but we decided to bring this to you because I think this is really, really interesting. And I think Rare Breed has something to worry about in their partisan trigger case tomorrow. Not so much because of the substance of the case, but who they are dealing with. Now, if you know Larry Ray Lee Jr., better known
Navy SEAL.
What?
He's a Navy SEAL.
Larry Ray Lee Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, I confirm that. I have sources.
Okay. Did not know that, but okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, whatever. He might be up against intelligence agency people because the partisan triggers, they are related to a company called QOX, which is in the lawsuit. QOX is ran by Richard Seddon, who basically was James Bond. MI6 operative, recruited, infiltrated a bunch of stuff. He trained all the Project Veritas people. He was also trained by. He also trained a bunch of the Project Veritas people when James O'Keefe was still with them when they were doing all the bust. So partisan triggers have a lot of money, and they have their own intelligence apparatus. In fact, the owner of partisan triggers used to work for diplomatic security for the State Department. And full disclosure, I was a contractor for diplomatic security. I did encryption stuff, so not trigger pull or door kicking stuff.
Do you have TSSCI?
Not anymore.
You let it go?
Yeah, I let it go.
Oh.
You have to renew it every few years. And once you leave, it automatically gets downgraded when you leave if it's not picked up like right away. So there's that. But yeah, I used to. All right. So DS is not like the feds, like you think FBI, ATF, whatever. They're not feds. They are feds, but they're not feds. Because they do stuff like high threat environments. Like one of the embassies that we did encryption for was Djibouti, Baghdad, Erbil, Kabul, Havana. So it like they do like they're badasses basically. You'll see some Delta operators sometimes like in bed with them, allegedly. But those are the guys that run it. So I'm pretty sure they have money, which I'm sure they do. They also have who's booty? Djibouti. They also have DS. You get sent some crazy places. They also have the MI6 spy who was, recruited by mercenaries to do mercenary work and intelligence. So they have a good apparatus. So anything that Rare Breed thinks that they can hide, I would encourage them just to come to the realization that they probably can't hide. Because these guys are good. This is what they do. They're intelligent people. They develop sources. and they get information out of these sources. Where did the Crump shelf? Where did Crump shelf go? What? What is he talking about?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But yeah. So tomorrow, Partisan Triggers. Hello, Scotland. So tomorrow, Partisan Triggers will be going against Rare Breed. If you read the Partisan Triggers, like declarations and everything, and they're experts, I think Partisan Triggers experts are better than Rare Breed's experts.
So the Partisan Triggers documents read like a master's thesis, and Rare Breed reads like a fifth grader writing with crayons.
Yeah, what I think it is like the Rare Breed. Their witness was like, I have a criminal justice degree. Okay, well, what does that have to do with patent stuff?
He also was a truck driver. I'm making that up.
No, like, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a defensive firearms. Okay, well, you've done a lot of stuff on firearms, criminal justice. You might be the best shooter, but what does that have to do with patents? If you look at the Partisan Triggers experts, and Stambolia does have a good video on it. Partisan Trigger experts, they list these are the patent cases I have worked. So he has a deep understanding of patent law. One of the big hurdles tomorrow that Rare Breed is going to have to overcome is the fact that the original Tacon 3MR is the patent that they're working under, which predates the Rare Breed trigger patent by like 10 years.
So the Partisan Trigger, the 067 patent, as it's called in the documents, if that predates anything from Rare Breed, any Rare Breed patents by 10 plus years, how can Rare Breed come against them in any way?
I'm not a patent lawyer. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm not a patent lawyer, but I think their patent is the 9146067 patent. And that was Michael Stakes is the inventor of that patent, and that was about 10 years before Rare Breed. So this case, it might be a little bit dangerous for Rare Breed, because if they can prove that Rare Breed actually ripped off their patent, or Graves or whatever,
Thomas Allen Graves, who
which I don't
Rare
think he
Breed bought the patent
he
from.
might maybe inadvertently infringed, that could doom them totally.
Worse yet, okay, now could you imagine the tables getting flipped that Partisan Triggers sues Rare Breed for damages and wins?
Well, if you look at like what they had to put up, I mean, it's pretty much a lot.
Well, so they were looking for a temporary restraining order against Partisan, correct?
Yeah, they went a TRO against Partisan.
And how much money did they have to put up for that? They had to put up a bond.
They had to put up a bond that will be determined, but it would be in the millions.
Wow. Now, the Partisan Trigger, you can buy that, right?
The Partisan Trigger,
on Optics Planet, right?
Optics Planet. That's why Optics Planet is also being sued by Rare Breed.
So the Partisan Trigger is like $275. I don't want to say where, because then we might get like
You can not say the .com and just say
just some planet with optics.
Optics
Somewhere.
Planet. You can say Optics Planet. You just can't say the full domain name. So yeah, let me grab my phone down here.
And the rare breed, the rare breed trigger. Let's see.
Yeah, so this could
is $450 or $525.
Oh, okay. Brag out. That was my old studio. I'm in a new studio, buddy. I've been in a new studio for about a year now. Thank you for noticing.
Said magical shelves.
Yeah, it's like
he changed rooms in his basement.
Yeah, I built a studio in my basement. Another studio. So yes, you're way behind. That's why I was like, what the hell? But getting back to this, right? I think Partisan has a real chance of doing real damage to not only in rare breed in this case, but overall, like damage to rare breed.
It's funny. Some of the claims rare breed makes is because the rare breed triggers are 450 to 525. They're complaining that Partisan is, underselling them by $275. But also, the Partisan trigger predated them by 10 plus years.
Yeah, because it's based on Attack on 3MR. So that is definitely going to be an issue for rare breed to prove this. If I was rare breed, and I'm not, I would have just ignored them.
That would have been the smart move.
But maybe they feel that they have to, and there's nothing that they can do.
It seems like they got an issue with the sleeping giant.
Yeah, like they might have an issue with the sleeping giant. But it's definitely one of those things where rare breed they're not fighting like a little like guy nothing against D's nuts, but they're not. This is not a D's nuts case.
Like we talked to the Atris people. The Atris people are like, we're going hard.
Yeah, well, they're going hard, but what I'm saying is these guys are well funded. They're smart. They have a good apparatus behind them. They have great expert witnesses
with a good resume, unlike this other guy that's took a class at a college somewhere.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, he just doesn't lay out the fact of where he's an expert in patent law. Where others seem to be a little bit better at it.
So tomorrow, Steven Stamboli is going to see if he can stream that case live.
I'll be at my dad's funeral tomorrow, so I will not be here.
You're going to be where?
My dad's funeral.
It's been a year, right?
3 years.
3 years?
It's a long story, but we just got back his remains. Long story.
Wow. Okay.
Long story. So yeah. It's one of those things where it's it is what it is. But yeah, it happened 3 years ago. It was a long time ago. Almost 3 years ago, because he died on the it will be 3 years ago on the 27th, which is my youngest son's birthday.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So it's a long story, but
That was a weird time because I think me, you, and Dark both lost our dads within a couple of months.
yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. But we just didn't have his remains until now. Now we do. Now we can do the funeral. And everything else. But it's not like one of those things where like I am in the process of grieving or anything like that.
Yeah, it's been some time.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're just doing it. So I will not be streaming that unless I get back, unless it happens after I get back, which we might. But yeah, getting back to the happier things, which lawsuits are not ever happier, but yeah, getting back to happier things. One of the things I see happening in this case is the first real challenge to Rare Breed.
This is it's not being a good Christian. I hope they get their ass beat hard. I look at this like I'm not a sports guy, but to me this is like the Yankees up for the World Series win, and I'm hoping Rare Breed gets their ass kicked.
Send me a link to it, Hook. Send me a link. info@crumpy.com. Anybody that wants to contact me can contact me info@crumpy.com. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. The owner of Partisan Triggers is he's a true believer in the Second Amendment as well. I will have to say that he is. If you look at his history, he helped organize Lobby Day in 2020 in Virginia. He also spoke to several different, like you can look him up and see exactly like who he spoke to. Even in here?
Is he?
Yeah.
He's texting me now.
Yeah. RBT lived to become the villain. Tell him I need to talk to him. Yeah, RBT did live. It was the old Batman saying, right?
Yes.
And I know you said that you heard that they're good, but who knows?
Yeah, so Rare Breed guys are friends of a friend, and I kind of cringe when I say that. And, they used to be the good guys that walked around the gun shows in Orlando, say, hey, don't talk to them. They're an ATF agent. Watch out. And they used to be the good guys.
But were they really? When Foley spoke out against the ATF. But I have something called the Tiger King theory. And I've explained this to you before.
And Steven says to call him.
I will call him. Now or on the streamer?
I'm going to ask.
Yeah, the Tiger King theory is sometimes everyone's the villain. Sometimes there's no good guys. In the movie,
well, that's definitely Rare Breed Triggers and Big Daddy Unlimited.
Yeah, sometimes they're
the McKnights. That's it. Boy, I forgot their name for a while.
Yeah, the McKnights. Sometimes they're I would say like Tiger King. Because like in Tiger King, you had there was no good guys in there. Like the guy that was probably the closest to being a good guy was the former cartel member that might or might not have inspired the scene in Scarface where they chop up a federal agent in a bathtub with a chainsaw. So that's probably the closest guy in Tiger King to being a good guy. And so that says like in the Big Daddy Unlimited versus Rare Breed thing, was any of them really good guys? Or were the two bad guys going after each other? I'm not saying either way. That's for you guys to come up with your own conclusion. I don't tell you how to think. I don't gatekeep. I let you think what you want to think. I will give you my opinion. That wasn't a Fed agent. I haven't seen Scarface in a long time, but whatever. He chopped up some guy in a bathtub. I think the real story, it might have been a federal agent they chopped up in the bathtub. Maybe that wasn't what I'm thinking of. But like in this case with Partisan Triggers, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully Steven can stream it because I would love to listen in on the case because I think Partisan Triggers have a good case. And they're insured. Which is freaking great. Insurance is a waste of money until you need it.
Like toilet paper.
Yeah. That is why I have media liability insurance. I have $5 million worth of media liability insurance. So if I get sued, I pay my monthly dues and they protect me against being sued because there are some really litigious people out there that I've dealt with in the past. And
I'm looking for a video I saw the other day, and it's this guy. He does cool videos on YouTube, and he had an interview and commentary about Rare Breed and Lawrence Delmonico.
You sent it to me.
What, I texted it to you?
I think so.
And it gives me the same kind of cringe vibe as when Collion Noir interviewed the McKnights. Like Collion not like I'm a total seen every Collion video out there, but he never did a sit-down interview with anyone except Big Daddy Unlimited and try to whitewash the stink off them. And of course that video has been deleted and scrubbed from the internet. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay, so M. Gabriel is talking about anti-slap. Here's the issue with slap is right. Almost every state has an SLAP stands for strategic lawsuit against like participation. It's basically to shut somebody off you doing. On the state level, there's anti-slap laws everywhere, right? Like every state has an anti-slap law. On the federal level, there is no anti-slap statute, which I think that there really needs to be an anti-slap statute on the federal level. But on the local level, there is. So I'm not too worried about slap lawsuits on the local level. It's on the federal level, and that's why I have media liability insurance.
So, okay, the video I was referring to was Justin Taylor, and 4 days ago he did a video about he called it barely legal gun trigger making people furious. And it was an interview with Lawrence Delmonico, and he does state that he has, financial ties to him. It's like,
well, at least he's honest about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember precisely the Collion Noir video where he tried to whitewash the McKnights after they participated in a gun buyback and did a bunch of other dirty-ish.
Yeah, I remember that gun buyback stuff.
I used to really, look up to Collion Noir. And when I saw him simping for the McKnights, I was like, "You're dead to me, bro. That's it."
Didn't the McKnights try to say they took place in the gun buybacks to for like a program reason or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, there's something about safes and for safe storage.
There's something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was.
But look, Gainesville is a sewer. That's where the gun buyback was. Gainesville, I forget, Alachua County, is it? I think in Florida. It's the only county where there's like a waiting period, has the longest waiting period in the state for a firearm.
Yeah, I think waiting periods are going to die soon. They've already the Supreme Court's going to have to take it. Because there's already a circuit court decision on it. So all they need is another circuit court to say, hey, that they're constitutional. Then it's going to go to the Supreme Court.
Oh, and the video with Justin Taylor, Lawrence Delmonico has gotten death threats, and he had to have protection for his wife and kids going to school. And
Lawrence Delmonico once told me that he thought that the McKnights was trying to hire a hitman. Not a joke. Not a joke. Maybe they were. I don't know. Seems a little bit far-fetched to me, but...
Well, can we talk about the McKnights? So the other part about this, the FRT, and actually Print Shoot Repeat did a Frit and a Watt video, which I thought was a good video. The Big Daddy Unlimited developed their own force reset trigger called the Watt, and at the same time, Graves came out with the Alamo 15. Because Graves wanted a second sip at the well.
Yeah, but I think the Watt was a copy of the FRT-15.
Wasn't there some sort of problem with the Watt?
Well, there's a lot of problems with the Watt.
Like where it was made?
Yeah, it was made overseas.
And that violated ITAR?
Yeah, they were shipping. Well, what violated our ITAR is allegedly they shipped FRT-15s overseas
to get cloned.
Which that's the violation of ITAR right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the violation right there. But, I got to hand it to the ATF on this whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, man. They can't stop force reset triggers. They don't like force reset triggers. So I think that they're co-opting a private company to try to shut down the market.
Yeah, but it seems like that was a 5th grade level, because they did not look at the entire market in the history and look at partisan triggers in their OG patent.
I don't think they would have cared. I don't think they care.
They just wanted their rabid dog to, affect everybody else in the market.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The FRT, known as the TACON 3MR, assisted reset trigger, whatever you want to call it, it has a letter from the ATF.
And the the Graves patent that Rare Breed bought did not. In fact, it had a rejection letter. And they said, hey, that's a machine gun. You can't sell that. And what'd they do?
Yeah.
They sold that.
Okay.
And then when they got a C&D letter, what'd they do? Continue to sell it.
Yeah, the issue with patents now is first to file. So they don't it doesn't seem like they're doing that much digging They're like, okay, well, no one filed this, and they're not really looking for prior art.
But
But
it
there's
just seems
also
to
things.
me that the 067 trigger patent by Partisan predates the RBT or Alamo trigger or Graves trigger patent.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna have to get Graves on there. I know he wants to come on. We just have to get him on. So we'll get him on here to talk about everything because I think it would be interesting to hear his take on everything. But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the whole entire point of going after Partisan, especially when they have a patent from a predating thing. I'm just wondering. It'll be interesting to see if they can prove that the FRT-15 is actually a copy of the Tecon 3MR.
that would be. I'm like, I want to put Vegas odds on that. I want to throw money down.
That would be spectacular. That would be very interesting, but we're going to see exactly what happened with that.
So grab your popcorn. Yeah, I asked Tim if he knew when the court case was or the hearing for tomorrow, and he did not know.
Hey, Geezer, how you doing?
Are they battle tough?
I mean,
not a gun tuber. How's it going, man?
yeah, that's kind of. I've heard some stuff about Graves. He has some pretty out there thinking, and that's kind of why I want to.
I think it'd be a fun interview.
I think they have. I mean, I would have to see, but I think they have the patent now.
Partisan owns the 3-bar patent.
Yeah, well, the guy that owned that like came up with it, Michael Stakes, is their engineer.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. But he's part of the team. So this is basically like, I don't know, like Elon Musk trying to sue Henry Ford because he uses an assembly line. And
Or
Elon
built
Musk
cars.
saying that all assembly lines belong to him.
Well, everybody knows Mercedes invented the automobile. And the crumple zone.
Yeah, one of the cool things on the Partisan Triggers website is they actually have a FRT legal library. Where's your hair, Rich?
I'm trying to find it also.
He gave it to me. Yeah, I was on Hank Strange show last night, and there was a boxer that was boxing that they had a video of, and he got hit, and he had a toupee on, and his toupee came off. It was funny.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Brandon brings up a lot of cars, a lot of car companies made EVs back in the day and just didn't go any further with it. You know, they did, I guess maybe there was some government grant money. They sucked up the government grant money and, you know, boom, that ended.
Well, it was the battery technology. I don't know if you remember when the EVs first started coming out.
Oh yeah, it was like lead acid battery. There was, I forget what the car was. It was the something commuter, and it basically used like golf cart batteries. It could only go 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, or you can only the range was like.
It was like 5 miles.
I worked with a guy that had an electric car when they first started coming out, and he would have to. And he worked 30 miles from home, so he would have to take his car into the Nissan dealership and get it charged during work and walk over to work because there wasn't enough to get back home. And it took freaking forever. You mean it was like hours of charging. So it would take like 7 hours to fully.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just came down sick, like it was coming on Saturday night, and it hit me Sunday morning hard.
We're both sick. All right, I think we're pretty much done here, Rich.
Ready, Crumpy?
Unless you have anything else.
No. If I get any information about the time of the hearing, I'll post it. So yeah, go to flyingrich.com. Follow me on my social medias.
Yeah, and if you want to go to look up some information, head over to Partisan Triggers, and they have what's called the FRT Legal Library, where it has tons of documents that you can pull down.
It sounds like they're armed for bear.
Yeah, I think they expected this, but well, they did expect it. They posted on whatever. I do want to share one thing really quick. When I was asking my AI to generate this thumbnail, originally this is what it generated.
I am offended about the comment about Hoffman.
What did he say?
I'm not going to read it.
This is the thumbnail.
Rare bread. That's cool, but it's challah bread.
Yeah. It's rare bread. Yeah. All right, Rich, stay around for 1 second. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow sometime with more information about life and triggers.